name's Damon Bungard. I'm 34 and I live in Burlington, Vermont. I'm the product manager and a team paddler for Jackson Kayak. I have a bit of a unique distinction of being on both the whitewater and the kayak fishing teams since 2006. And as Jackson Kayak came to be, it's a company that I really wanted to stay involved with just because of the innovation level and the ability to really be passionate about the river, about the kayaking community, about growing the sport, and really just bringing more people into what I love and experiencing the rivers, whether it's in a whitewater boat, in a kayak, and just appreciating the rivers and being really willing to take chances and innovate still in design. So that's what I love with Jackson Kayak. It was actually rock climbing that brought me into paddling. One day it was hot, and I just decided that I wanted to get in the river down below me and cool off in New River Gorge. So I jumped in and went to a local shop, got totally outfitted, and learned to roll in a friend's dock in about 15 minutes, and it pretty much transitioned from that day from rock climbing 5 days a week to paddling 5 days a week. It was kayaking that brought me back to fishing too. I fished a lot growing up. Being in the river and exploring, I found myself just a lot of downtime along the riverbank, and I always thought, fly fishing seemed like a pretty good way to relax and another way to experience and enjoy the river. So I picked up a rod actually at a demo, a river demo, and then started casting and just fell in love with fly casting, and then all the challenges of reading the water, thinking of a fish from a fish's point of view versus a kayaker's point of view, which actually go pretty hand in hand. And what's common between whitewater paddling and real remote expedition fishing, I guess, is just the aspect of exploring, and really the two, to me, exploring a river, whether I'm floating down it or walking through it, and just experiencing everything that river has to offer. Bringing a 7-piece fly rod in on whitewater expedition self-supports, or they're now on the sit on top and the Arcusa and the recreational world, doing long self-support expeditions, multi-day, camping each night, fishing all day, paddling with moose, seeing eagles, out there, middle of nowhere, nobody around. Regardless if it's a class 5, class 4 river or a class 1, 2 through the wilderness, that's really what drives me now, is just spending time really experiencing the river the most I can. Favorite boat on the whitewater side of things? It varies. If I'm play boating, definitely the Rockstar. If I'm on a creek, it's probably a toss-up between the Villainess or the Hero, depending on the type of creek that I'm on. I like the Villainess for longer, bigger water. I like the Hero for some tight, bouncy, turn and burn type stuff. But I'd say lately I maybe have spent more time in a Rogue because of the kind of the self-support, the exploring. I've actually got one rigged up with some fishing gear on it, so I can take that in, I can carry it in, or I can tow it in to some pretty remote places, and it's been a good tool for exploring lately. So lately I've spent a lot of time in the Rogue. As far as my favorite fishing boat, definitely the Coosa. The Coosa came out, really broke ground in the river fishing scene. We worked heavily transferring that now into the new Cuda, which just came out. So I can't wait to get a Cuda down to Belize maybe and see if I can't tie into some bonefish with it. So as somebody who participates a lot in the whitewater paddling, enjoying that as well as fishing, I could say next time you're on a river, maybe throw a fly rod in the back of your creek boat and try it out. If you're really into kayak fishing, there's some rivers that you may want to hop in a whitewater boat to go down and try to experience. So definitely I'd say if you're only doing one, you're only having half the fun.